Hi everyone, and I'm here to wrap up the 2022-2023 school year. So Peter's second grade year, Arthur sort of in preschool, and talk about how it went. Overall, the school year went really well. I'm really pleased with how we all handled it. And I am just so grateful that even I feel like I've gotten a little bit better at being able to do school on fatigue days before maybe I wouldn't have been able to, and just finding kind of workarounds before, if I couldn't sit upright for that long at the table because it would be too tiring for me, we just wouldn't do it. Whereas now I can kind of be reclined on the couch or even in my bed. And it's a big old king size bed, so the boys can sit on there and fit easily. And I'm happy with the progress that we made. I'm glad I got so many moms gave me the advice of starting off really simply in those early years. And I'm really glad that we did. So our main things were math and language arts. And then this year we did add Bible and science. So for language arts, we used the good and the beautiful, and I am generally pretty happy with the language arts. I know it is a very kind of contentious topic on the homeschooling channels. There are some people that are just very much do not like the good and the beautiful. I overall am pretty happy with the good and the beautiful. I think that so one mom put it that it's a very good kind of general language arts curriculum. And if you have a student that's struggling in one area, you're going to want to supplement in whatever area it is that they are struggling. And you're going to want to supplement in whatever area it is that they are struggling. So, if they're a struggling speller, then it makes sense to get a supplemental spelling curriculum. So the new editions of the language arts curriculum, they no longer have the very ugly yellow cards, and I'm so happy about that. The yellow cards were really helpful to get Peter reading last year, but they felt, for one, I just don't like that shade of yellow, and then also it just felt like a lot. So now they have these booster cards that are all in this book, and I don't know, something about the way it's laid out, it feels much less daunting and repetitive, but also he was a much stronger reader, so I will be curious when I start this curriculum with Arthur next year, what it feels like. So then the only aspect of the curriculum that I don't love is basically any of the reading material. I just think that their books just feel really saccharine and just I'm not enthused by them. The stories do not interest me. So these were the two ones that Peter read for it was like part of the curriculum. So he read Wesley and the Wolves and Molly and the Falcon, and these stories were both just okay. It's just really hard when you go from hand picking all of the picture books and chapter books that you're going to read with your kids that are classics and have the art of storytelling. And it's not even like it has to be a complicated story, because I love Beatrix Potter's Animal Stories or the Mr. Putter and Tabby series by Cynthia Rylant. It's just that the stories are really bland. So I don't know. In the future, I don't think we're going to buy any of their library books. I think we'll just use the actual textbook for language arts. And then after that, we will just read aloud from whatever books that interest the boys. Whatever is getting them reading and excited about reading. And Peter did, over the course of the year, he did end up reading, I think it was, now I'm trying to remember when he finished, oh, yes, that's what it was. He finished The Chamber of Secrets, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, by Halloween, because we all wanted to watch the movie on Halloween. And that was really fun to do. And then he finished The Prisoner of Azkaban. He finished it something like a month ago. So it was just really exciting as a family to go through that story. And so now he's in The Goblet of Fire. He's reading that aloud. And so I had said partway through the year, I'm like, you know what, Peter? These stories, you and I are both a little bit bored by them. So why don't you just pick whatever you want to read aloud? And he said, Harry Potter is what I want to read aloud. So he also really likes the language arts curriculum. He thinks he likes the creative parts of it. I really like that it has beautiful artwork interspersed in it. And some people, the spiral approach is not for them, where you kind of loop back around to topics that you've covered, but I really like it. So we are sticking with the Good and the Beautiful Language Arts. If we have to reevaluate later on, we will. And then their math curriculum, I'm especially fond of. I really like it. And I think some people make it sound like your kid's going to be really behind if they use it, but I don't know. I feel like Peter knows everything that a kid coming out of second grade should know regarding math. He's really strong in his addition and subtraction with regrouping, and that's really essential to be strong in that before you start multiplication. So we are this summer actually going to be working on the times tables. I just thought what kind of an advantage that could be for Peter to really have a lot of the times table solidified before going into his third grade year. So I had said at the beginning of last year how Peter seemed more interested in doing copy work than just a handwriting book. And then it was so funny. I got this just in case. Actually, no, I got handwriting level 2 just in case because he still hadn't finished this. And then he's worked through this steadily, but somehow we are still not quite through it. So he'll finish this up in the summer. He only has, let's see here, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, he only has six pages left in this. So I really like these. I like that it has some coloring in it. And I think it's made him an excellent, given him excellent handwriting for his age. I get compliments on his handwriting. So it's so funny because he seems so interested in doing copy work. And then as soon as the school year started, he's like, oh no, I want to do this. So maybe he was daunted by choosing the copy work, but either way, it only takes about, around 5 minutes. So not like it was a huge portion of his day. So did I get sidetracked talking about math? Yes. So I really liked the math. And really happy with it. I'm going to keep going with it until we need to do otherwise. Then the new subject that we added for his second grade year was Bible, and we used Veritas Press, Genesis to Joshua. This is a classical curriculum, and classical curriculum is kind of daunting to me in a lot of subjects, but I thought the subject that I'm willing to be very rigorous in is Bible. So this, I really liked the rhythm of this. There were a couple books I could have bought that came with, that were part of the program, but I didn't get those. I did get the children's Bible. And so I liked that each week you had a card that went with the lesson. And then we would read the card, and he practiced the scripture reference and the year that everything took place. And then after that, the next day we would read the passage out of the children's Bible, as long as there was a passage that matched with it. And then the next days, there were usually 2 project days. And so some of the projects we did end up skipping. I thought they were a little intense for a second grader. And so you just tailor the curriculum to what you want. I could have done it with him, but I felt like my energy was best budgeted for other things. But there were fun ones like writing a newspaper article about the Battle of Jericho. And it was really, I liked this curriculum. I was very happy with it. It was very kind of plain, nothing too exciting. So this is, these are like if you had a classroom, handouts for the classroom. We didn't do it that way. And so I did mostly oral tests with Peter for this. I just figured that's okay. He doesn't have to fill out a test by hand for all of them. And he really seemed to do well with this. And I was surprised at the amount of information that he retained. And yeah, so we are continuing on with this curriculum. I feel like I'm spoiling everything for my curriculum picks for the next year. Now, Arthur and his dad have been working through Teach Your Child to Read in 100 Easy Lessons. There were a couple false starts that they had with this, and then finally it seems like it's really clicking for Arthur. Now he's been away for a week. And hopefully it won't just be completely just all rusty. And he's really taken to this. So I'm going to, when he's done with this is when I'll start doing a language arts curriculum with him. That's, I feel like, The Good and the Beautiful, it's not quite kindergarten level. It's above that. So when Peter finished this, he was ready to start the Good and the Beautiful curriculum. And so it's a really nice thing for Arthur and his dad to do together. And they split the lessons up. They don't typically do one lesson a night. They'll split the lesson up over a couple days. So it's definitely going to take more than, 100 sessions. But Arthur did really love this Get Ready for School Pre-K. We did not make it all the way through this, so we'll do this more over the summer. He is just very excited to do school. So I feel bad I wasn't as diligent doing this as I could have been. But when we did sit down for it, it was a really nice time together. He had so much fun, and it was just a nice low-key kind of thing to do. And then lastly was science. So this was Sonlight Science A, Light and Sound Waves, Biological Features, Space Systems, and Engineering Design. This is a literature-based science curriculum. Overall, we did enjoy this. I would say for Peter's learning style, I don't know if literature-based is the best approach, because there were a number of times when we would have read a passage and then they always have... let's see here. They always have a worksheet after. And so I would ask him the question based off what we had read. And there were a number of times people would be like, I don't know. And we had read kind of precisely what was there. So I just don't know if literature-based kind of works for him. So we really enjoyed the books that accompanied it. But I think that's because of the books, not necessarily the curriculum. And it's not like it was a huge problem because he's in second grade. It's not like he has to have this kind of earth-shattering science curriculum experience. But in addition to that, my husband was not a fan of the science experiments. They really were kind of glorified arts and crafts. And I came out of the school year thinking, yeah, we did enjoy this, but I don't think it's creating the critical thinking skills that I think that's the reason you do science at this age, is critical thinking skills. And I don't think it necessarily gave him that. And I'm still trying, Peter's learning style is a bit of a puzzle to me. I know he does good with kind of hands-on practice, but it's not always feasible with everything. So just figuring him out more, and I'm very, very excited about our science plan for next year. So later on in the summer, kind of once I have everything figured out, we're still figuring out a couple last subjects, last minute things. Once I have everything figured out, then I will do a whole curriculum reveal video, and I am looking forward to telling you all about what we have picked. So yes, really grateful for another good school year. We made it through fairly gracefully, not too many meltdowns. I am the type of mom that I want to get through the actual curriculum by the end of the year. When we finish the books, that's when the school year is done. And I know some people totally don't do it that way, and that's fine, but that's what works for me. And we were still able to finish kind of mid-May. Not like we had to, it just ended up working out that way. So really pleased with that. And thank you as always for watching. And like I said, towards the end of the summer, I will be back with my curriculum picks for the next school year. And I hope you all have a lovely day. Bye.